Okay, well, it's been a tough month for America. I mean, remember last month, last Story Slam, when we only had a pandemic? And since then, we saw the callous, casual, cruel murder of George Floyd by police. And we saw peaceful protesters routed in order to make way for a presidential photo op. And we saw cowardly Atlanta policemen shoot, kick, and kill Richard Brooks. As a country, we are not who I thought we were. American ideals, liberty and justice for all, are not embedded in our society. And measured against those ideals, America is having an identity crisis. But America can't have an identity crisis on its own, apart from me, apart from us. We are America. So who are we? Well, that question begins with, who am I? So last week, I went online and I took an implicit bias test. I wanted to see if I had any biases I'm not aware of. And the test indicated that I have biases I'm not aware of. Who, me? 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 I really went and took the test to prove how decent and unfettered by biases I was, but I've got them. And at first this really upset me, but upon reflection I decided this should not be a huge surprise. Everyone has biases, preferences. Humans are hardwired to be wary of others, to be suspicious of strangers. It's part of our evolution. It's how we evolved. It's who we are. Knowing, admitting, facing those biases gives me reasons to reflect before reacting. And that gives me a chance to improve who I am by examining what I think, what I say, and what I do. So I came home from Vietnam in November 1969. 1-year tour of duty, combat infantryman, came home November 1969. And that month, shortly after I got home, the story about the My Lai massacre broke. The My Lai massacre occurred in March 16th, 1968. And in the village of My Lai, somewhere between 347 and 504 unarmed Vietnamese villagers, old men, women, children, and babies were murdered by an American platoon. And I was at Fort Rucker, Alabama at the time, and I can remember having a discussion, an argument with Sergeant Casey, the sergeant in my unit then, and he insisted that those Americans that did that were outliers, were bad apples, and you know, you get rid of those bad apples and the problem is solved and we wouldn't have war crimes. And I argued, I don't think so. I think they're just like us. I think they're ordinary men in those circumstances. And just saying there's some bad apples that do these things and you get rid of them takes all the burden off of us. And that's where the burden belongs. You know, if we have societal problems in America, we're the society. So if there's a societal problems, we're the problem. So I believe that the capacity for evil and for hatred is within us all. And I also believe that it's most dangerous when we insist that it isn't there. You know, improving police, improving society is not a case of us versus them. It's us versus us. The problem is not out there. The problem is in here and in here. And sure, I have biases. That's who I am. But those biases don't have to run the show. They don't have to control what I do, what I say, what I think. I have the ability to reflect before I act. Thank you.